That was not the song I requested. Hi everyone, my name's Laura. I see most of you have finished your coffee by now. I'm a little jealous. I didn't want to drink coffee tonight because I'm gonna have to stand up here and I have Crohn's disease. So the front row would be a splash zone. It seems like some people knew that. But yeah, living with Crohn's disease is pretty humbling. I never know if when I'm driving if the seat warmer is on or if my butt's gonna explode. I recently had my annual colonoscopy and endoscopy done. And if you don't know what an endoscopy is, it's basically the same thing as a colonoscopy, but the tube goes down your throat so they can look in your upper stomach. So I get both done. Not sure in what order though. And if they use the same tube. Sometimes it's best not knowing. But anyway, as I woke up, the nurse was going through all the paperwork, you know, the usual no exercising, no drinking, no making any important decisions. And I was like, great. I never make important decisions. And then on the way home, my mom took me. And you know how you have to fast for these things. So she was like, oh, you must be starving. Where would you like to go and eat? And I was like, what did you just ask me? What important decision did you just ask me? That is the most important decision a woman can make, is where to eat. So moral of the story is, if you know someone that gets a procedure, do not stress them out. Put them in a low stress environment. Like bring them to a bank to take out a loan or something. I had a birthday recently. That was kind of sad. But it's also sadder because it was in July. I'm a Leo if you couldn't tell. So I turned 27. And there were some things that I really decided I needed to work on this year. One of the biggest ones is eye contact. When I'm talking to someone, I will look anywhere but in their eyes. I look like I know too much information about something, and I'm just avoiding their face. So I was like, all right, I need to put this to the test. That week I had a doctor's appointment, and I was like, perfect, the perfect time to test this out. So I go to my appointment. I'm talking to my doctor, we're making great eye contact. I forgot to mention though that I'm a little delusional, and when I hold eye contact with someone, I think they're in love with me. And so I was talking to my doctor, and I was like, are we about to kiss right now? And my doctor was like, no. We're talking about ways to prevent a bowel obstruction. And I was like, can I obstruct your bowel? I don't even know what that means. So I have a new doctor. But yeah, I think I still need to work on the eye contact thing, especially because I think it'll help me a lot with work. As a young woman like myself in corporate America, I think it's important to set boundaries, let your coworkers know where you stand, which is why I make them call me mother. I also respond to mom or mommy. I mean, it's been working out pretty well. I just have a bunch of emails from HR I haven't read yet, but don't see anything wrong there. I was telling my friend recently that I get some of my best ideas for new material when I'm in bed trying to fall asleep. And so I keep my phone near me so I can write ideas in my notes app. And she was telling me that apparently Taylor Swift does something similar with songwriting, and she keeps a guitar and notebook by her bed. So basically all I heard from that conversation was, I'm the stand-up version of Taylor Swift. But instead of writing meaningful lyrics, once I woke up to see that I wrote autistic sloths. I don't know where I was going with that. I can't believe Halloween is already over. I feel like October just started. I love Halloween. It's the best. It's the only day of the year where I can wear white jeans on my period and not worry about a pad or tampon. I don't know if anyone else experienced this, but growing up, when I would go trick-or-treating, people would just invite you into their homes. And your mom would be like, go on, go in, don't be rude. So you just awkwardly walk into the entryway. There's a divorce going on in the kitchen. It smells weird. Eventually the husband walks over, gives you a piece of candy and is like, don't get married. And you're just a little girl, so you're like, I'm a mermaid. And he's like, exactly. I am excited for other holidays too, like Thanksgiving. Except for my family seems to never be able to catch a break on Thanksgiving. One year, someone started choking. One year, my mom started a fire. But we did have one Thanksgiving that was very nice. We ended up with a bunch of leftovers. Actually, I think that was the year my sister had an eating disorder. Oh well, more food for me. I ate so much that year. Actually, I think that was the year I had a tapeworm too. Does anyone here go to Sea Isle in the summer?
Sure.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm about to say something. So, mind you, this was before my frontal lobe developed. When I first got my license and I was learning how to drive, and I'm from here, Westchester, I would see all these people with the bumper stickers, SIC. And I was like, SIC? What is that? Why does everyone have this sticker? So I was like, okay, it's either a cult or the people in this car are sick. Like they have some sort of illness. And they just want to tell everyone about it. So I was just letting these people get away with anything. Someone would cut me off with that sticker and I'd be like, go ahead. They probably have cancer. I didn't know it stood for Sea Isle City. Kind of crazy. I got into a pickle recently. Someone I know wanted to bring a baby to one of my shows, and I said no, and I was the bad guy. But in my defense, it was in a bar, and two, the baby wouldn't get any of my jokes. I already have enough people not laughing, and then you add crying to the mix. Just no. But it feels really good to be up here. I took a little break from comedy recently, so I feel really well and refreshed. Yeah. Thank you. I got a lobotomy. Modern medicine tells you they don't do that procedure anymore, but I'm more of a DIY kind of gal. Yeah. I feel like scientists would have a field day with my brain, but I don't like helping others, so I'm no longer an organ donor. I'll leave you with one more terrifying image. So I lived in Philly for a little bit. It was right after I graduated college, and you know how it is when you graduate, you're pretty broke. And I was living in Philly, so I was always looking for ways to make quick cash. And I remembered seeing all these ads for selling your eggs. And I was like, that sounds easy. Like, I knew nothing about it, so why not? And apparently you can make like $7 grand selling your eggs. So I found a clinic, I showed up, and was like, okay, I'm here, take my eggs. Thinking it was like a chicken situation. And the receptionist was like, "No, we have a whole screening process first. Please pull your pants back up." I felt bad for the people in the waiting room. But they eventually led me back to a room, and the nurse was like, "All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty." And I was like, Did you just name my vagina? They ended up asking me all of these questions that I was not prepared for. It was like I was playing 20 questions with a serial killer. They were like, "What's your blood type? Do you have any diseases? If you were to go missing, would anyone notice and come looking for you?" They didn't like that I had Crohn's disease, and I was like, "Yeah, me too." But they didn't take my eggs, if it isn't obvious. Not that you could see that, but I didn't get the $7,000. But you know what? It's their loss. The thing is, though, I wouldn't have been offended if they were like, "Well, your eggs aren't the best, but we can put them for 50% off." Black Friday sale. Oh well, their loss. But you have all been great. My set tonight was brought to you by Lexapro. If you don't know what that drug is, your parents probably aren't divorced. Thank you.